Beautiful people, we are live. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing well. Qualaya, I see you, Qualaya. How are you? I think I just said it correctly. My vibes are high. It's been a great day. Shout out to everybody that's here already. I have a fun show for you guys today. I'm going to talk about it. I made an impromptu video on Sunday, just a couple hours ago, because I saw something that really just, when I get excited about something or like mad or confused, I gotta like just get it out of my brain. And I've been seeing just some questionable things consistently, and I feel like it is just like it blows my mind. And I think I'm starting to piece together what's going on out here and why some things are happening and why some drivers are having experience that they're having. And I want to talk about it tonight. Not all of you guys are going to agree with me, and that's okay. That's what this community is for. We agree, we disagree, we talk about it. The StreamYard link will be open. Appreciate y'all for coming in tonight. So, I had some videos sent to me, and I saw a video, and Inside Edition did a little thing, and a DoorDash driver pepper spraying a pizza parlor owner because he asked her to confirm that she was who she was and to confirm the delivery. And confirm, that word confirm can mean one of two things. We'll get into that. Let me get in the chat and see who we got in the building so far, and drop where you're dashing at, where you're at. Drop it in the chat. I'm going to give some city shout outs. What up, Robert? I see you. Master Dasher. I see Philly in the house. Flagstaff, Arizona. I see Georgia, Buford, Georgia in the house. Scooter Bud, what up? I see New Orleans is in the house. Marcus, what's up? Shauna, Robert, Brian, Bud Soda, Yost Malone. Erica, what up, what up, what up? Gig Wars Official, Side Gig Hustle. Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Dasher Benz, Hannibal's Hungry representing Brooklyn. Andrew from Boston, Massachusetts. I see Winnipeg, Canada in the house, the Northern brothers and sisters. What's up? What's up? What's up? Fresno in the house. I see New Jersey in the building. Memphis. I was just in Memphis. Memphis was dope. I got to say, I will be back. I mean, Memphis was cool. It's like it reminded me of St. Louis in some ways. And there's some St. Louis affiliation there. But cool time in Memphis. Shout out to Memphis. Midland, Texas, KC, Chicago, San Antonio, Boston, Massachusetts. Brooklyn, Buffalo, New York, Little Rock, Arkansas. I drove through Arkansas, part of Arkansas, to get to Memphis yesterday. Flip, Michigan in the house. I got family up in northern Michigan. Kelso, Washington. Yeah. Florida in the house. All right. Loveland, Colorado, Texas near Dallas, Vancouver in the house, New Jersey, Oregon, all over Ohio, New Hampshire, Pittsburgh, Detroit, KC in the building. Love it, love it, love it. I see Philly back in there. All right, Sacramento, South Carolina. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so special one for y'all tonight. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet. Appreciate that. Share the content, all that good stuff. I see Tulsa, Oklahoma in the house. Riverside County, California. Was in St. Louis, didn't find you. What up, Jesse? I'm out here. I'm in St. Louis. Listen. What up, Pedro Cali Dasher representing SoCal. All right, so intros out of the way. Drop some awesome cities. Now, like I said, we have, listen, I've been somebody that's made a lot of different types of videos. I've made good ones. I've made bad ones. I've made ones that people really enjoy. I've made ones that people are like, dude, you're wrong. I've made all kinds. When you make over 1,000 videos like I have, hey, you're going to sometimes make mistakes, and you're not going to always like say something that is measured and like really hits home with people, But tonight I feel very confident. And I'm starting to learn, I think, especially in this YouTube space, we are still the minority, okay? I think a lot of us that come to these channels, a lot of us that have channels, we know what we're doing. We typically make good decisions. We treat our merchants correct. We treat our customers right. We're out here trying to make money, most of us, right? I mean, we're knowledge seekers. We come to this platform to get information, entertainment, and knowledge. But most delivery drivers, maybe most is the wrong word. A lot of delivery drivers are trash. I see some of them in St. Louis. I can just tell they're just not, they don't care. The level of care is really low. And those are the ones that make it harder on us. Those are the ones that give a bad experience to the merchant. And we'll get into that in a minute, or the consumer. And that's why sometimes we don't see tips, or we see low tips, or we see merchants that are kind of coming at us in a way we're like, damn, dude, like calm down, right? Like, what's going on here? I got you. But it's like, it's crazy the things that we're seeing, right? Side hustle, what up? Van, thanks DoorDash, $1 tip a piece. Van always coming in with the humor. Love it, man. Listen, yeah, we can't deliver to the $1 tippers. Those are the ones that are crazy, right? But as DoorDash drivers, we also have to be better. Okay. So there was a clip the Inside Edition put out there, and it was basically, I'm not going to bring it up because, I got to get another monitor. I'm going to get there one day to show you guys little clips here and there seamlessly. So basically, a woman comes in to get a DoorDash order. The guy turns around. He goes to grab the bag out of like what looks like a hot box, or could have been a cold box. Maybe it was a salad. I don't know. I'm assuming it was like, and he has it in his hand, and you don't hear audio, but you can tell he's saying, "Can you confirm the order, or can you show me the order?" One of the two. He looks to show her. The DoorDash driver looks to show something that is like a black screen. He can't see. Like maybe it timed out, and she's like, "Oh, he can't see it." So he says something. We don't know what he says, but he, as a business owner, is just trying to get confirmation that she's a Dasher, because there's been some scams going around. I'm sure he's had Dashers pick up orders and unassign it or drop it or whatever, or steal them. That's his business. He's protecting his business, right? We've talked about this. And she doesn't like that. She's offended by it. She's offended. Come to find out, she is a Dasher, like she wasn't trying to steal anything, right? But he's just trying to do his due diligence for whatever reason as a business owner. And I respect that. And I side with Dashers, but when DoorDash drivers do bad things, or I feel like we're acting entitled and we're acting like children, not independent contractors, but we're acting like children and we're acting too proudful, I'm going to side with the restaurant on this one. Okay. Now, do I think as drivers, and I'm going to have, the panel's going to be open. I want you guys to come in with your experiences and your opinions shortly, but I want to get this out of my brain. Y'all know how I do it here. Do I think we should hit confirm on our phones before we have the food or before we can even see that it's there? No, we should never do that, because you're going to set yourself up for some issues possibly, right? But we are independent contractors, right? We like to use that big word. Some of us call ourselves business owners, subcontractors, whatever you call yourself. We feel like that. And most of us, myself included, when I walk in a place, I do expect a level of respect. I expect them to be quick, all that stuff. I'm super impatient, right? But it is our job, because we're doing business with them, right, to act professional, courteous, understanding, and build a business relationship with a fellow business person, because that's going to serve us better in the long term. Let me continue. If you walk in a place and you're entitled and you don't want to work with the person, you're costing yourself money and opportunities. Think about that. Just because somebody wants you to confirm an order or confirm that you're a driver, the woman didn't have a DoorDash bag. Many drivers don't use them, whatever. We don't have a uniform on. To a lot of these restaurant owners or restaurant managers or hostess or to-go ladies and men's, like, we are strangers to them. You think if I'm running a business, I'm going to let some stranger walk in, I'm not going to confirm and validate that they are who they are by asking a simple question? Dashers, listen. If you're that offended that a merchant wants you to confirm an order, you're doing the wrong line of work. And I know a lot of you guys aren't going to agree. And I'm not saying I want you to confirm it and then sit there and wait. No. But clearly in the video, and many times you guys have told me in video and comments, they want me to confirm, Pedro. I'm not going to confirm. I confirm when I get to my car. That's a bad business move. Building a relationship with a business that's going to allow you to make money is your responsibility. It is the business's responsibility to get the order right, treat you with respect, be kind. It goes both ways, and facilitate that transaction, because you're helping them make money. They're helping you make money. It's 50-50. So I want to know right now who has an issue or doesn't have an issue confirming orders. If somebody asks you to confirm, what's the issue with that? And also, confirm can mean one or two things. Confirm can literally mean, hey, they hand you the bag and they say, can you confirm it? And they want to see you hit the button. I have no issue with that at all. And I'm ready to talk to anybody that does, because I don't see you're costing yourselves money. You're making us look bad. by having these negative interactions, and then they're on the news, and all the negativity we see about DoorDash drivers, Uber Eats drivers, negative. We're pooping in trash cans. We're eating people's food. We're pissing in the lawns. We're, ringing doorbells when we shouldn't. We're kicking food. We're leaving it outside when it says hand to me, but we don't want to wait for them to come downstairs. We're pepper spraying pizza parlor owners. What is happening here? Mr. Flex, what up? We have to do a better job. Now, confirm can mean they want you to physically hit the button. I got no problem. And I'm going to give you a little, I'm going to give you a 30-second little, what do you call role play and how it should be done. Okay. But confirm can also mean they just want you to maybe say the name, what order you're picking up. Maybe you give them your name, because it does show on some tablets, like Pedro's coming to pick this up. Some merchants can see that. Confirming is part of the job. We got to put our pride, our egos, or whatever we think they're out to get us. They don't like me because of how I look. We have to stop. We're looking like victims. We're looking weak when we do that. And I think that's part of the bigger issue with how the media views us, how even DoorDash might view us, how we view ourselves. Okay, let me give you a 30-second role play. It's going to be real fun. You guys ready? And then I'm going to get into the chat and read some comments. And I'm going to open up the StreamYard link. And once again, I don't want anybody to get it twisted. I have to be very careful with my words. I am not saying if you walk into a place, if they're treating you disrespectfully, if they're trying to make you do too much and they're being mean, great. Report them to DoorDash if it's severe enough, and just don't do business with them. Leave and go make your money. Just leave, unassign it, and leave. We shouldn't be pepper spraying people, knocking things over the counter. It's ridiculous. Okay, let me give you So I'm going to give you guys a little role play. You guys ready? I'm going to act as if I'm a driver and there's a pizza parlor guy right over here, Chick-fil-A, whatever merchant it is. I'm going to walk in. I got my little bag. Hi, I'm here for a pickup. And this next voice is going to be the restaurant place. Oh, okay. Can you, who are you here for? Oh, I'm here for Pedro. Oh, great. I got that order right here. Can you confirm that pickup for me? Cut to the person has the order in their hand. Okay, they have it in their hand. They're getting ready to hand it to me. Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, here. It's my phone. Boom, boom. Pick that up. I see the bags in front of me, right? It's there. So the order's ready. I might even ask them, hey, is that all the order? I can confirm, hey, she's got 2 Sprites, She said she wanted extra ketchup. Is that in the bag? Cool. Hey, I appreciate y'all so much. Appreciate you having an order ready for me. I got no problem confirming that order. I know you guys have some bad dashers that come in here. I respect you guys. Respect your business. My name's Pedro. Hope to see you again. Boom. Confirm. Take the order. Y'all have a great day. Maybe I'll see you later. Done. 30-second interaction. If you can't do that, you need to stop doing DoorDash. And I know some of y'all ain't going to like I just said that, but I got to sometimes give y'all the real, okay? This is not a difficult thing, okay? I'm a super prideful. I'm Puerto Rican, y'all. We're some of the most prideful, hard-headed human beings on the face of this earth. And if anybody's a Boricua in the chat, you could vouch for that, okay? Mr. Gigwork, what up, man? I'm going to read that comment in 1 second. Thank you very, very much, y'all. But when I got it in my brain, I got to get it out. We have to put our pride to the side because it's costing some of us money. Whether you're not willing to confirm an order and build a business relationship with the merchant, are you a child? We're independent contractors, right? We're not employees. We, as independent contractors, like many other independent contractors, have to act accordingly. Do you think a licensed plumber that's maybe independent, or a electrician, or some kind of welder, maybe some kind of a window washer, do you think he doesn't have to confirm who he is? He goes to some business. Hey, can you show me ID? Can you sign in for me, please? Because you're coming into our business. Yeah, no problem. I'm here to wash your windows. Boom, boom. My name's Pedro. I'm going to sign this for you. No issue. Hey, who'd you talk to last week to come? Oh, I talked to Ryan. He told me to come at 9 a.m. All right, great. Just want to make sure you guys, do you know how easy it is to not escalate a situation? Let me read this comment real quick. Get to know your restaurant personnel. You will see them over and over. So make a good impression and always be positive. I could not agree more. You are suffering your own business and money-making ability if you let your pride, your ego, and all that get in the way because somebody wants you to confirm who you are as an independent contractor for DoorDash when you're picking up their goods and services. Some of you guys have got to grow up. Okay. And this is a stream for that. Now, the StreamYard will be open. I want you guys to come in, share your experiences, the good, the bad. Maybe you had to wait a long time at a place and you have a story that you did confirm and you shouldn't have because they didn't even start the food. Like, we shouldn't be doing that, right? But we have to do a better job of acting like professionals. This is food delivery. We're independent, right? We're picking up places' food to get it from point A to point B. If I ran a business, I would have some kind of system in place to make sure these orders were confirmed, because all it takes is a few orders you see that are getting stolen, and we know that's happening, right? From bad drivers. And sometimes it's not even a driver. It's a person coming off the street grabbing something off a shelf, right? Or saying, hey, I'm here for a DoorDash pickup. And some places won't even ask you the name. They'll just hand you the bag because maybe there's only one order in their queue, in their system. Dashers, Uber Eats, Grubhub, whatever. We got to do a better job of acting right and stop thinking everything's about you and us and the world's out to get us and the customers hate us. We have to move like adults. Too many of us, in my opinion, and the ones that the media are showing, we're moving like children. We got to do better. We can do better. And that's what this stream is about tonight, because I see a lot of entitlement, man. And it makes a lot of us good ones that are watching now look bad. So that when I go into if I go to that pizza parlor, how do you expect that guy to act? I don't want to do DoorDash. Somebody's going to pepper spray me, knock things off my counter because I asked them to confirm an order when I literally had it in my hand. I just want you to confirm an order number for me or something so I can hand it to you and wish you on your way. The entitlement is rampant. And I think that's why we're having issues and how people view us, and sometimes how we view ourselves as DoorDash drivers. This is not a hard job. Dashers are making it more difficult than it needs to be. And listen, DoorDash makes it harder on us than it needs to be already. So why are we compounding that by acting a fool in these restaurants and acting a fool to the customers and just automatically assuming the worst and the negative? It doesn't make a lot of logical sense. And too many people, and I've seen it all week on YouTube, many things have happened. Too many people are dealing in emotion without the facts. Listen, we just need to go out there and make our money. That's it. Let's go out there and make our money and build the relationships with your restaurants. It's going to be more beneficial. A lot of you guys are costing yourself money because of your pride or your ego or your lack of intelligence, of business savvy. I said what I said. It is what it is. Some of y'all will get it. Some of you guys won't, and that's okay. Everybody will get it when they're ready to get it. We're ready to receive these words when you're ready. But if you're somebody that's super negative, you're probably not ready to receive it because you just want, I'm not going to confirm. It's already a battle. You act like this business is asking you to do something crazy. They're asking you to confirm an order. We got to get over ourselves, guys. We are becoming our worst enemies, and it's getting worse. We have to do better. Let me read some comments real quick. So the Driven Mom says, I've had some pretty bad experiences with restaurant staff, me as well, but I've always tried to remain nice. Once I leave, I just make a note to not take orders from those locations anymore. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. We partner with the restaurant to serve the customers. The restaurant employs us as are on the same team. Absolutely. I have forgotten to hit arrive at store until I'm inside. If you ever do this, you notice the amount you've arrived. The store's tablets start dinging and flashing. Kind of cool. Yeah, sometimes, Mark, depending on how they distribute it. Roy has said this for a year. Roy has said that some dashers are their own worst enemies. And he's right. He's right. And I think there are too many entitled dashers out here. Guys, you know, and I've been guilty of it. I think a lot of us in the chat we get to a place and it's like, oh, it's a wait. Dude, I am the most impatient DoorDash driver. I can say it, and I'm not proud of saying that. I am very impatient. I don't like waiting. But that's just me overall. It doesn't just not with DoorDash. I'm just impatient, right? But I'm trying to be more patient. That's why I actually started doing Instacart and trying different things, you know, last year, a year and a half ago. Anyways, but I think that we get to a place when we expect everything to we expect them to bow down to us. We expect the order to be ready 100%, not realizing the restaurant perspective, the Walmart Spark employee perspective. Like they're trying to do the same kind of job that we're trying to do. They're trying to make money and service their community. That's it. And some of them work on tips and some of them don't. We got to stop blaming them for just regular day things that happen. Because as dashers, we're not perfect. We make mistakes. Restaurants make mistakes. We got to start working with them a little bit better. And if my challenge after this live stream, and if you're watching on the replay, rethink how you are talking and having conversations with the restaurants. Now, if you walk in and they're automatically just completely rude to you, that's one thing. Maybe you can turn around, or like Lisa said, hey, I'm going to take this order because it was good money. I accepted it. I need the money. I want the money. I don't want to let my pride get in the way of taking my money. And then maybe I don't go there again. Or maybe I wait several months and maybe the restaurant has over turnover and it's a new manager, new hostess, whatever, right? But we're hurting our own pocketbooks just to make ourselves feel better for a minute by flipping some things over. And how dare you ask me to confirm? You don't believe me? That's a that's bad business. It's bad business, right? We're not kindergartners, guys. We're not being told you can't go outside for recess and you're throwing a fit. Oh, I want to go outside. We're adults. We're independent contractors, right? That's what we call ourselves. That's what we are. We're independent, self-employed, subcontractors, whatever, side hustlers, whatever we want to call ourselves. It's our responsibility as drivers to facilitate and have good relationships and build good relationships with these merchants. It starts with us. For any of you that have ever worked in a restaurant, let me know in the chat right now. I have 18 years, worked every position under the roof of a restaurant. I've bussed tables, I've washed dishes, I've done line cook work, I was at Expo, I served tables, I did hostessing, bartending, I was a GM, a director, an assistant manager. I did every job you can do in a restaurant, I have done. It's not easy work. It's a lot harder than food delivery. Now, we have a lot more expenses and things like that. But the amount of effort these guys have to put in, we got to have a little bit more empathy for them and understanding and build better relationships. We have to. If you're not willing to do that, I think you're going to cost yourself opportunities and money. If she would have walked in, this driver, she cost herself time and money, and she got deactivated. DoorDash, he just said, "Can you confirm?" Her response should be, "Yeah, absolutely." Here's my phone. Oh, it's black. Oh, okay. Let me turn it back on. There you go. So order for Pedro. I can hit that confirm button. Is that the order right there? Great. I appreciate you asking me. Now I know I got the right order. Maybe I'll see you later. I'm going to be working all night till 8 o'clock tonight. You guys expect to be busy? Oh, you guys going to be busy? Then I'll be back. I'll stick around maybe. Right? You guys staffed tonight? You guys on time with your orders? See, this is a 20-second conversation that we need to be having with these restaurants. Okay? Asking questions, building relationships. Hey, I'm Pedro. I'll be around tonight. I'll be working tomorrow. You working tomorrow? Hey, I'll see you tomorrow, man. Give them a little dab. Appreciate y'all. I know you guys are working hard. That is how you level up in 2023. You don't think that person's going to remember me by that interaction that I just had with them? Of course they are. Next time I walk into that building, they're going to take care of me. I'm going to catch his eye. I don't need to say anything. He knows why I'm there. He knows I do DoorDash or Uber, or Grubhub, whatever, Instacart, Spark. And I give him a head nod. This is how you guys, some of these dashers are missing the point. Okay. All right. That's enough of that. I know I rant and I ramble, but I get passionate because I want to help drivers. And I think a lot of us are getting in our own way. And we're not realizing our pride and egos are getting in the way of making money. And we're so selfish at times. And I'm very selfish. I'm putting myself in here. I'm not talking down to all y'all. I'm saying we're all on the same team here. I get super selfish. I just want what I want when I want it. I want it quick. I expect them to do everything 100% right. When I walk in, I want the order on the goddamn counter right now. I want to pick it up and I want to leave. That's not how it's always going to be. And if a restaurant business owner, a to-go girl, a hostess, whoever wants me to confirm an order, you best believe I might ask a couple questions if I see there's no food around. But you better believe I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it with a smile, because those are actually the businesses you want to do business with, because they care about their product. They care about their consumer. They want to make sure they're validating. They want to make sure you are. And they don't want to do business with bad dashers and people that are trying to steal food. Think about the long term of that. Think about the bigger picture, right? So anybody that has issues with confirming orders, I want y'all to come in. I'm dropping a link right now. And if anybody has stories, I would love to hear you guys' stories. Did you hear about this story? Like, I just think we have to do better as a community. That's part of why I'm trying to be more positive. I'm trying to think about all things, not just myself. We have to think about the customer. We got to think about the restaurant. We got to think about ourselves. We got to take care of us first. But it can't always be us. And we can't always think like, oh, I'm not going to confirm. This guy's being grouchy. Two wrongs don't make a right. Okay? They just don't. We got to do better, guys. Okay. Let me go ahead and drop this link. I don't know how long of a show we'll have on tonight. It's been a very long day. It's been a good day, but it's been a long week. Let's see. StreamYard. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for you guys right now. If anybody has never been in the show, you're new here watching, we do this show every Sunday, and I drop a StreamYard link at some point in each show. Sometimes I do interviews. I have an announcement that I'll talk about at some point tonight about that. But feel free to come on in. The water feels good. I want different opinions. I would really, I want somebody to come in here and say, Pedro, I don't want to confirm, and this is why. Because maybe you had a different experience. Maybe there's a legitimate reason. I want to hear from those people. I don't want everybody coming up here disagreeing with me. I want somebody to challenge me this evening, whoever it is, and tell me why there's an issue with it. Because you might have a different story than me. And I want to hear that, because that could also be extremely beneficial for the community, because we have to look at this from all vantage points, right? Paste. But unless you have something really good, I'm going to be going back and forth with somebody. If they come in and they're just talking out of emotion, I'm going to let you have it tonight. I just need to be very clear on that, because I'm in a mood tonight. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling like I want to. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and pin this comment for you guys up at the top. Boom. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. Let me read some comments, give some shout outs. Real Talker Roy says, damn, Pedro, you dropping those facts like oh, Roy, huge difference between him and me, my friend. Tamika, what up? I am not with filling drinks because I come from outside touching stuff. Hey, I hear that 100%. I don't mind filling drinks, but I understand why some don't do it. Totally get it. But we can bring that up as well. She came back in with her boyfriend and attacked that man. Exactly, Ceci. Absolutely absurd. And my issue is also with the media, because that's the only thing that they show. They don't show the good stuff. You know, they're not showing these DoorDash drivers, you know, helping a disabled person. Listen, I'll share a quick story while some people are popping in. I did a delivery. Guy tipped me really well on the app. I think it was $14, 4 miles. I took it. This was on Friday. Had a great day Friday. Made big money Friday with one app. But that's a whole nother life. He texted me. There was instructions in the thing saying, can you hand it to me? You know, he texted me as I was on my way. I'm maybe 4 or 5 minutes away. He asked me, do you mind bringing it inside and handing it to me? I'm disabled. I can't get off the bed. My reply was absolutely. I had no problem with it. Now, some people might not feel comfortable going into somebody's home. I completely get it. It was daytime. The neighborhood was good. I didn't have a problem. You do what works for you. I do what works for me. I'm just sharing the story. The guy was literally in his bed. It was maybe, I don't know, 15 feet walk, lying in his bed. It looked like he was really sick. I handed him his order. He goes, hey, I'm going to tip you more on the app because customers can do that. And I said, oh, sir, you tipped me plenty. It's my pleasure. It was literally, it took me an extra, maybe 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, about a 5 Mississippi, 5 seconds to do this for him. I did it, and he tipped me an extra $5 in the app. I got a text message alert like 30 seconds later as I'm walking to my car. So a guy wound up tipping me like $15. Okay. Anyways, I don't know why I told that story, but there's things that we need to do, right? There's just things that are right. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's see. Yesterday I had a pizza order and I delivered it, and the lady asked me if I got my tip, and I showed her I didn't get it. Pizza Hut robbed my tip. She tipped me 10 and she got a refund. That's interesting. Some places can do that. I have talked about that. I brought in a liquor order because the guy was in a wheelchair and gave me $20 tip. Yeah, I mean, you have to trust your gut instinct, you know. If this was in like a different type of neighborhood, if it was really dark outside, if it seemed sketchy, I wouldn't have done it. But nothing seemed sketch about it. The guy was really respectful in his communication. Nobody else was in the house that I could see. I felt fine with it. Now, you do what you feel doing, you know, comfortable, your comfortability level. I felt secure in it. I didn't have an issue with it. I always go the extra mile for the elderly. Yeah. I mean, for sure. And this guy was in his bed. I saw like a ramp. I was like, okay, this guy definitely has a wheelchair. And like he summons me from the bed, which was around the corner. I got no problem. Some of you guys might not want to do it for safety reasons. I get it, but I just share that story because it happened. And the guy was super nice. So what's up? Marcus is now. The book of Bet on You says, confirm if asked. Fill drinks and acceptance rate now matters. Bet on Bobby. Eat Little Debbie snacks. 1 package at a time. The book of Bet on You says, confirm if asked. Hey, I never had a problem. I don't have a problem filling drinks either. I just don't. and acceptance rate right now, I think, listen, Marcus, we're adapting, brother. You get it. I know you get it. All right. So, Pedro, you mix. Oh, what's the mix? I don't know what that means. Pedro, you mix. Mixed? Is that what you're saying? No. Puerto Rican. Okay. Let's see who we. I see the Matrix. I see Dasher Benj. I see Emmy. I love seeing new people. So first off, that excites me. I see Bud Soda. I see. Hold on one second. Give me a second, guys. And I see Gigwise Tim, my brother from St. Louis. I'm going to bring all you guys on at the same time, okay? Make sure you have your background noise off. Make sure you're in a good spot. If you're out doing delivery and your phone's going off like crazy, please mute yourself at times that are needed so we can respect the stream and the viewers and the panelists. Okay, so topic for tonight. Do you have an issue with confirming orders, or is it just situational? Are there any stories you can share? I really want to hear from somebody that says that we should not confirm until like it's literally like in our hand. So that person's basically saying if the person's 5 feet from you and they have a bag and they're just asking for you to confirm, meaning show you the phone or hit the button. If you're saying you will not do it, I have an issue with that. And I would love to go back and forth because that logically, it makes no sense at all. So I just set myself up. I know, but I'm feeling good. Let's bring the panelists up. Matrix, how you doing?
What up, sir? Doing well.
What up? What up? We got Dasher Benz. What's up, man?
Hiccups coming on and off. They're down right now, but if I start randomly hiccuping, my apologies. But for now, I'm good.
Got it. Emmy, how you doing? I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Emmy?
Yes, Emmy, yes.
Great, got it. How you
Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for joining us. Let's bring in Mr. Bud Soda. Bud Soda, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Okay, he's there. Gotcha. I am good, my friend. Good to see you. Let's also bring in Gigwise Tim. Let's see if he's ready for us here. Tim, are you there?
I'm here, but can you hear me? Because this is not sounding good.
I can hear you, yes, so you're good.
Okay.
And we've got one more person in the mix. I see Lynn's Gigs. Let's bring her up. Lynn, how are you? Nice to see you. All right, so first we're gonna start with the Matrix. The Matrix, give me your thoughts on this. Did you see the video from Inside Edition? What can you bring to the panel?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to be on your side on this one. I'm not going to go up against you because in my market specifically, in the last month or so, I've actually gone into certain merchants and they have asked me to show them the phone, to show them the name. And I've kind of asked them, like, it doesn't really prevent anything from me showing you the name. And they're like, well, how can that be? The name's on your phone. And I say, here's the deal. And all 5 of these restaurants were either Korean, 2 Chinese, and 2 Japanese restaurants that were family owned. So I said, do you guys experience a lot of theft? And they said, yeah, we do. I said, well, just because I show you that I'm picking up for Pedro Santiago on my phone, here's what I can do. Take the order, go into my car, unassign the order, and eat the order. And I showed him on my phone how I could do that. So just because I show him the name does not mean that it's all well and good. I could show him the name because I've accepted it. I take the order, I steal it, unassign it.
Right.
That's it. And they're kind of looking at me dumbfounded like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. I thought once we saw the name, I said, no, if you make them confirm pickup, once we hit the red confirm button, we have to deliver it. We can't unassign it. And they kind of cocked their head at me and they're like, oh, I said, so if you want to protect your business, ask the driver once the bag's in their hand, if they can confirm it or you're about to give it to their hand, make them confirm the order because then we're on the hook for the order. We have to deliver it. And all 5 of these restaurants, I went back to a second, third, fourth time, and they said, hey, can you hit confirm? And I was like, oh, so you listen to my advice. So I'm kind of looking out for these owners. Chick-fil-A was the big one in my market. Chick-fil-A was the first one, I think, nationwide. Once 2023 happened, they had to watch you confirm the order.
Yeah.
So, I'm with you. I'm partnering with these businesses. I'm not trying to steal anything. I get orders stolen from me all
Yeah.
the time that I'm picking up, and they're like, "Oh, somebody picked that up 45 minutes ago." That took time. It cost me money. So
Exactly.
now I'm trying to partner with the merchant to protect both of us against these, asshole DoorDashers that are out there stealing a free lunch every day.
Yeah, good point. Before I get to Dash or Binge, I want to add in. I think that it's hard to expect all the merchants to be able to like physically have one person that just confirms everything with every Dasher. Some of these places are just too busy logistically. The setup might not be that way. But for me, in a perfect world, and it's never going to happen. But I'd like to be able to walk in and somebody hand me something, and say, "Hey, can you confirm that for me?" And I would hit the button. I would do that every day because it protects the business that we do. It protects their business, but it also helps us because then it eliminates the bad drivers from being able to do what they do, right? And it keeps them off the road, so that it makes more orders for us, less saturation, right? It's a better thing overall. And I've also done something very similar, letting people know, like I come for an order. Oh, somebody already picked it up. Oh, well, did you have them confirm? I don't do it all the time, but I kind of try to educate them as to how it happened. So that they can protect themselves, because I want these places to be around and be in business, because that's how I make money, All right, Dasher Bench, what are your thoughts on this subject tonight?
So Matrix, it's all your fault. Kidding.
Yes, I knew somebody else would come after me and me.
Listen, I'm waiting for somebody.
Here.
I want to have somebody. I want somebody to have a different opinion than myself. So.
I will have a slightly different opinion.
Okay.
I do agree with everything Matrix said. I see the customer or the merchant's viewpoint. I really do, because it really does suck that like how easy it is to jack these orders and just chow them down. And it's not the merchant's fault. It's not my fault. It's these idiots making YouTube videos eating the customer's food in their car. It's there. So, I see why they got to do it, or why they feel they got to do it. By the way, Chick-fil-A, they say nationwide, only one Chick-fil-A in my market does so far, and they only do it sometimes. So, but another Chick-fil-A, I've had orders stolen from me before. Yeah. But I do have an issue. It like irks me when they do ask, no, not just because, there is some of it. I'm like, I hate being told what to do. This is why I work DoorDash. I feel I should be able to do, because I try to wait until I'm out to my car to confirm it. And
I've heard that before from people. Can you tell me the logic? Like why? I don't know. What's the reasoning behind it?
I don't know if I speak for everybody, but I know for my experience, number one, like as soon as you confirm it, then they can't send you a stack. And so I like to use every second, and people say, they're not going to send you a stack at the last second. They have before.
Oh, they will. They will.
Rarely. In fact, just last week, you'll see it in an upcoming video. I was at a local pizza joint, and I was picking up 2 orders for Uber Eats, and they took like 20 minutes. But after right when they're almost done with the orders, I get a 3rd stack to Chipotle right across the street. So, but for that, and also because I might be taking orders from DoorDash and Uber Eats at the same time. Yes, I do that. I only do it if they're going the same direction. Don't judge me. But the confirming tells the customer that I'm on my way. I prefer to confirm. Like if I'm dropping off a DoorDash first, I'll confirm the Uber Eats order as soon as I complete that DoorDash order, and then my trip is only like 5 minutes, and they're like, oh, but they know where you're at. They're not always looking. I don't get a whole lot of crap about that. But so yeah, I do see why they got to do it, though. It's frustrating, but I think the solution would be just to, a lot of these places are just having me sign for the order. So I think that would work for both sides, because if I do steal that order, they can just call in my name to DoorDash or Uber Eats.
I've definitely seen. I've seen Wingstop has some Wingstops having me sign.
Now
a couple other places that are
now most places. Yeah, there's only a few places so far in my market that do it, and I'm kind of hoping it doesn't get too much worse. But right now, they're not even like eyeballing you to make sure you actually do it. They just say it, and it's easy to just
it's just a
feign compliance. You know.
I want to ask you a question. I want to reference something that you said a minute ago. So you said. Sometimes I don't like being told what to do. That's why I do this work. I don't want a boss. I think a lot of us have that mentality, and there's nothing wrong with it, right? But I think we also have to remember, like, we are independent, we're self-employed, like whatever we want to call ourselves, right? There's marrying different reasons, but I think we also have to understand that just because somebody's asking us a question doesn't mean that they're telling us what to do. You know what I'm saying?
It depends.
For me, there's a difference, and it also depends on the context of how they're asking me, like the tone in their voice, and like, are they being rude or are they just being like busy and they're just talking fast? I think there's varying reasons behind it, but I get that. I get what you're saying with that. But for me, I feel like it's gonna, and I've been guilty of this. I've walked out of places like that have been just like rude, and it's been a good order, or like maybe they're like just doing too much, and like, I don't need this aggravation, I just leave. But I'm looking at it like, you know what, I'm costing myself money, and can I flip that into a positive? Can I just ask them a question? Can I just get on their level and see where they're coming from? It might only take me literally 15 seconds to figure out what do they really require from me in this transaction. And if I could figure that out, great, I make the delivery. If I can't, great, now I don't go there, I leave, I drop it, and I'm on my way. You know what I'm saying?
And there's like another solution. I just remembered this. I think I brought this up before, but you know what Little Caesars has started doing with their own the
vending machine
doors that you have that you have to enter a code for. I really like that. But yeah, you said you wanted stories. I actually had this not too nice encounter at one of my Little Caesars in my area. I was trying to be polite, was trying to ask him, because I'd had experiences where they would tell me, I would tell them I have this order for so-and-so, and they would say it's not ready yet. So I go and sit down, and then like 5-10 minutes later, I look up and there's the person's name on that screen up there. I'm like, okay, why didn't you just call me? Why didn't you get my attention? And if you knew I was waiting here for this, why didn't you? So I tried to ask politely. I tried to ask him, hey, can you let me know when it's ready? And he's like, no, when it's ready, it'll be up here. I'm like, I don't feel like I should have to be remembering to watch that screen, especially because of how absent-minded I am. But I'm just trying to ask him, okay, what's the? He's like, because I've had people stealing them. And I'm like, and we went a little bit back and forth, and he threatened to. He's like, if you don't like it, I can call DoorDash and have you removed from our list. And I'm like, just asking a question, dude. I just want you to let me know when the order is ready. You know, because my time's as valuable as yours. You know.
No, and I think a lot of these places, you know, you'll have a bad manager or a bad hostess or to-go person, and they just don't know how to deal with communicating that effectively with the driver. But I also think there's just there's drivers that are coming in here, they're just throwing the phone in their face, like.
Yeah, he mentioned that too. Yeah, he's like, everybody's doing this to me, and I definitely see that side to it as well, because I've seen me being on the other side of that counter for 5 years. I've seen these scumbag dashers who want to. Who they've got to be first in line, and they just got to push their way to the front of the line. And I've got 10 orders off screen that I'm trying to bag, and he's trying to get my attention. Hello, DoorDash.
Yep.
I know how frustrating that is firsthand.
Yeah. So I want to get to Emmy. Emmy, what are your thoughts on this, and give us some perspective?
Okay, so you wanted a story. I have a story time.
Right.
I agree with you, Pedro. In fact, so I have a note from a month ago where a mom and pop shop has a ghost kitchen because they can't seat the afternoon and evening crowd, so they do a ghost kitchen. So I ordered something there, and the first dasher stole my food. So I had to wait 2 hours from the time I placed an order to get my food. And one of the items was unavailable the second time around. So
Wow. And the first
next,
time it probably was available, but so many other people ordered it in the meantime. So
yes. So I went down there in the morning and I talked to the owner
mhm.
and I told them to start confirming it unless they're a regular like me.
Yeah.
I'm one of the people that I walk in, they know my name and they just give me the order that I ask for. But
Yeah.
to avoid that, because nobody wins in this situation except for the thief.
You're
Nobody
absolutely right.
wins.
Yeah. And I think that once you've built that relationship with these places, so you walk in and they're going to know you, so they're not going to ask you to confirm anymore, right? It's once they
Hmm.
get to know you a couple times, and maybe some places it takes a couple times, but they might not ask you to. Once they trust you, they might not need you to do that for them all the time, right? And I think it's our responsibility as business owners, 1099, we're not employees, right? We need to protect our business and our brand. And a way to do that is having good relationships with the merchants. And then if they don't want to do good business, then it's good business for you not to do business with them. You just take them off your list. You don't accept orders. Let me ask you a question. Have you ordered from that place since as a customer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And was the experience better the second time or?
Yes. I got
Yeah.
everything that I ordered and it only took 40 minutes instead of
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah. And I think, we talk about like Dasher stealing orders. It obviously happens. We've all probably been, walked into a restaurant and, oh, somebody already picked it up and it's, or whatever, right? Or maybe we have a story from the consumer end like you did. But, most of us are good people. We're just trying to like pick up orders. But, it's always like there's this like 90-20 rule I used to have when I was managing people, right? It's always like 10% of my employees that I had most of the issues with. And I spent most of my time on 10% of people. Because most of us that are doing this work, we're good. But like the dashers that are bad are the ones that are kind of ruin it for the whole bunch. You know what I mean? So I want to see, Bud Soto, are you available to talk or you look super busy? Should I go to the next person?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now,
So,
perfect. You caught me exactly the right time.
what is your perspective on the situation?
Exactly what I'm right now. If you made me confirm every order, I could take one order at a time. We'd go past secure gate. That would not work in my market. A couple of merchants here tried that. And they're like, this is when I first started dashing, mind you. And like their orders were not getting picked up unless it was like just slow and they were the only order. So
okay, hold on. Maybe I missed something. So why wouldn't it work in your market?
Because we're going past secured gate. We all do stacks. Even if we're single appers, most of our orders are stacks because of the military base. And it's
what's that have to do with you confirming an order at a restaurant? I'm confused.
So actually hitting the button.
Yeah, but once
showing
again,
the name is not a big deal.
I'm confused.
So you said 2 parts.
Yeah.
You said showing the name, confirming the order number, those kind of things. Oh, and then hitting the confirm button.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. Confirm button. That's a big no-no in my market.
So once again, I'm lost. Why can't you confirm the order once you have the food? I'm confused.
Because it's not like the merchants are all next to each other. Unless I got a way back and a Little Caesars, that's the only 2 restaurants literally next to each other. And then I could just wander back and forth, make sure both are done, and then I can confirm them. But that also burns precious time.
I see. Okay.
And then
so
you could potentially get, like they said, you get that last minute stack. You're going past a bunch of restaurants. Literally, look as I drive here, you'll see a bunch of merchants along this row. So there's like the Wendy's and 7-Eleven. There's a strip mall with a Mexican restaurant, the Papa John's. There's another one with Thai restaurant, Chinese. There's a Rui sushi restaurant over here, one of my favorite merchants, the Subway, the Aldi. I got the Grand Buffet, Little Caesars, Wayback Burgers, Taco Bell.
Okay, I get it. But sort of what you're telling the people is an extremely rare way of doing DoorDash. You agree with that, correct?
So my market is uncommon, but even in the city, it works like that. So in the city, they also tried that, and people just walked out. They had a sign because they weren't just dealing with the headache. Because to get from one side of the city to the other, it's like most orders go past downtown or toward the hospital area, but some go the opposite direction because there's residentials behind like the retailers on Arsenal Street. So it doesn't make sense for us to confirm orders. And then we got the far away ones, like we have 2 towns that are way over, Dexter and Sackett's. If we confirm both those orders, both of them will be contract violation late.
Okay, but that's their contract violation is only because you're deciding to work the gig economy in the way that you work it. You realize that, right?
No. If we
no. But soda, hold up. No. But soda, stop.
I'm talking about single apping. Single.
Okay, no, but yeah, but listen. Let me give you a scenario. You got a $16 order. It's going 4 miles. I'm sure you've had 1,000 of those, right? Good. It's a great order. $16, 4 miles, going to the base.
That's rare, but yes.
Okay. What's good for you? $8 and 3? Is that more? Is that better? $8 and 3 is more reasonable.
10 for 5.
10 for 5. Great. 10 for 5, $2 a mile. All of us would take that most of the time, right? You go to the place. It's let's just say it's a pizza joint, like the Inside Edition story, and they want you to confirm the order. Are you saying that you're going to say no?
Yes.
In hopes that you. Oh wow.
I'll walk out and say, hey, I'll be back, and if they have a problem with that, then I on a side.
Okay, so you're throwing away $10 in hopes that you'll get something else.
But I'll probably have something else because I probably have another order on the screen. That's what I'm trying to say. So why would I do that when the Chinese place next door, let's say the Little Caesars did that, when the Chinese place next door isn't ready yet? Because most of the time it's not. That's a slower restaurant.
Okay.
Pizza during the daytime, lunchtime would be ready.
So Bud Soda's not the only one Bud Sodaing his market.
Yeah, listen, Bud Soda, I love you, but I think you're completely wrong. We're going to have to disagree on this one 100%. You just told me you would walk out on a $10 order because they wanted you to confirm in hopes that you're going to get something else. It doesn't make any logical sense at all.
Because I usually do have something else.
Yeah.
And if the merchant wants to give me a difficult time, I don't do business with that. It works both ways, Pedro.
So hold on, you're telling me a business owner is being difficult because they want you to confirm the order? Are you serious right now?
It's the way they go about it.
No, I just asked you. Bud Soda, listen.
Merchants.
Bud Soda, listen. I just asked you.
Go ahead.
It's $10, 5 miles. They just want you to confirm the order. Where's the difficulty there? How is that person being difficult?
Because if I have to confirm the order before I have my other, like let's say when I first started, I just had DoorDash and Instacart, so I just did DoorDash for a lot of it. And if I had my Taco Bell, but I didn't have my Little Caesars, and they'd say, oh, well, confirm the order before I leave. I can't do that. Now, they're situational. So Arby's had a $100 order come out in front of me, and there was a ton of rookie dashers out at that time because, they're part-timers. I'm like, listen, whoever picks that up, it's going to be a single, make them confirm it in front of you. In that situation, if you don't know the driver and you don't have a prior relationship, that's why you build relationships. Kindness is free and it pays. That's why you build relationships with your merchants. You build very positive ones. I have very positive relationships with my merchants because I'm like, listen, just be honest with me about the wait times. Like IHOP, for example, our Denny's closed. They're twice as busy as they used to be, and they're a slow merchant to begin with. And then we also have, then we got the exact opposite. We got Panera. I had the order for a good 10 minutes, and they try to claim it's not on their screen yet. I call Balderdash. I came back, and I know it was a supervisor talking to me. Oh, it's been ready for quite some time when, the other gentleman and young lady said, well, it's going to be quite a while. Usually if it's not on screen, it's probably half hour out. So I came back through traffic a little over 35 minutes later. And then the young man who was waiting on me, he's like murmured to himself, like kind of to her, it's been only ready for a couple of minutes. So I don't like dishonest people. I don't like dishonest merchants. I don't do business with them. I re-blacklisted them. I gave them a second chance.
So let me bring some up, and I want to get Lynn's perspective in a minute too.
Sorry.
She's been waiting for a while, and then we'll get gig wise. I'll say this: I respect your hustle, and you know that. You work the apps. I mean, like you're a beast, right? But I'll say this: if you worked in my market and I was a pizza parlor place, I would deactivate you in a second. You would not be picking up food from my restaurant. I just need to be honest with you, because what you're doing is there are some orders, and sometimes I know they're going to the base, and you're making a good business decision. But there are some orders that are getting delivered 2, 5, 10, 15 minutes past the time that is expected. So for me,
Pedro,
I wouldn't
Pedro.
let you pick up food from my restaurant. I'm just being honest, bro.
Well, that's why we have proper hot bags and we actually use them.
I hear you.
You know, there's drivers who don't.
I'm just
But
saying.
I have a hard time believing, because I watch a lot of your videos, your ride-alongs, that you have an Uber Eats and you have a DoorDash and you confirm the DoorDash before you have the Uber Eats. I know you don't do that. Come on, Pedro.
No. If I have a Chick-fil-A Uber Eats, Chick-fil-A DoorDash, I come pick them up at the same time. If I have the DoorDash, I don't hit confirm until I know the Uber's ready. And if the Uber's going to take too long, I drop the Uber. But if I have them both in my hand, I literally confirm them both at the same time.
So say you got a Crazy Bowls and Wraps and a Chick-fil-A, which are somewhat close in your market. I know there's locations that are close. If you had both those orders off different apps, would you hit confirm before you had the other one, or would you run down the street then come back?
Well, that's a
royal pain in the butt.
No, you're absolutely correct. But in the scenario that we're talking about, the restaurant employee is asking me to confirm. There are places that don't ask, they don't require it. So if they don't require it, I might wait till I get to my car. You know what I'm saying? But if we're talking about if they're requiring it and wanting me to confirm it with them.
Okay. Well, that's the way you were talking. That's I thought you didn't mean it that way. Okay.
No. We're talking
we
about
the
interaction between restaurant owner and Dasher and wanting them to confirm, whatever. I want to get to Lynn because I know she's been waiting. So Lynn, drop some knowledge, drop some perspective. Where do you sit on the fence on this one?
Well, I said on it, I do have a little issue only because I am like an advanced multi-apper, 4 years strong, no problems with deactivation. I know my market. I don't have any problems getting both orders hot, fresh. I can put it all in the bags, everything come in. My attitude's sweet with the merchants, so it's not a problem. I do have a problem then, since that's the case, is that I got hit confirm, and I have like this on like a Chipotle on DoorDash, and then I got a place right around the corner in the same little strip mall on Uber Eats right here. We both go in the same direction. I know both customers, most diners will get their food hot, fresh, no problem with that. So that's why I have an issue. I don't mind showing you that, look, I do have this person's order or whatever the case may be. Have no issues with that. I know that for an overwhelming majority, most of us are not those jerk YouTubers that are taking the food and eating it out in the car. Overwhelming majority. That's not most of us. So I have a problem that just because of that, they're going to say, oh, no, most of you. You're dishonest. We've been dealing with you for years. We have not had mainly this problem, but now most of you are dishonest. So you have to confirm it here for me now. That's what I have an issue about.
So it sounds like you, tell me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you have an issue with kind of being lumped in with the bad drivers, and they're assuming that you're bad. Is that what it is?
Because most of it, if most were bad, I would get it. If most are going to be, you got a 50-50 shot that this person that is getting this order from you is actually going to, that order will come to fruition and the customer will get it. I get that if that were the case. But it's like, it's that minority, small minority where that's an issue.
If I might say so, though, that small minority does cost these restaurants lots of dollars.
Yeah, but it's not most of us doing it. That's the only reason that I have a problem is that you're lumping the majority. You're making majority are paying for what the few are doing. And I get it. Yeah, that's a problem. Anytime one or two people that does it is costing the restaurant.
But they don't know who you are. When you walk in there, they don't know if you're a good dasher or a bad dasher. So they have to enact the policy across.
Well, as I said, if it was a matter of the percentages where it was a significant percentage were the bad. Well, not even if it was 50-50. Like say it was 30%. Say if it was 20, I would get that. That's a lot. That's a considerable amount of people that may not get these orders to the diner. So I would get that would be a problem. But we're really seriously talking about so relatively few of them. So why would all of the restaurants then say, no, all of you have to, show this swipe, start delivery.
Because they have to have 100% compliance or the policy doesn't work.
Oh no, I mean, well, I was saying, I'm saying that you're not gonna mess up my multi-app situation.
No, but they're not about your multi-app money. They're about their money. They're about not having your orders stolen.
And I'm about mine, and I'm about my business too.
Right, but
I will continue to multi-app. That's it.
You're an independent contractor, and they're not about that.
Because the issue is that the payouts have like decreased exponentially.
But they don't care about that. Chick-fil-A doesn't care about that.
Hold on, guys. Let her finish.
From 4 years ago, and like I said, 4 years strong, and I've seen a ridiculous decline in the payouts, and which has made me to have to multi-app more so.
I know, but
because of that issue. So it's like, so you're not going to mess up my grind.
I know,
mess my grind up.
Chick-fil-A and McDonald's and Taco Bell and Arby's don't care
to do it. It's just a few restaurants in my area. It does one of the Chipotle's. I have two. The other one, fine, here. Just show me the name. Bam. Thank you so much. Go. I think I've come across that maybe several times in the past week where it's okay, I'm gonna need you to swipe that. And it was no problem in that instance because I only had the one order and I was gonna go directly.
See, so I didn't think about the whole multi-apping and you know what I'm saying, having not hitting the button because you wanted to delay and give yourself more time. I get it. Trust me, listen. I get that 100%, but I didn't think about that side of it because I was thinking more like, okay, you got one order, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's a stack, but it's the same place. So I didn't really think about that waiting to hit it so you can get that extra couple minutes so you don't get a deactivation. And I get that, but also that's not what we're talking about here. I think we're talking about two different things.
Confirming like period or just
confirming like if you walk into a pizza place and they want to confirm the order, meaning you got to give them an order number or they want to see you hit the button.
I don't mind that at all. Yeah, that's no problem with that. I was thinking I've been running into let me see you swipe it. Well,
some places do that too. I don't think
that is the topic.
That is.
Bud Soto said it perfectly. He's a multi-apper. He does Uber and Grubhub and DoorDash. So he doesn't want to hit confirm because he might have an Uber that's a mile down the road and he doesn't want to hit confirm because once you hit confirm, the delivery clock starts.
Has to start ticking and you have to take it.
Right.
So but that's what I'm having the problem.
And the customer is getting notified that you're on the way.
The merchants don't care about that. Chick-fil-A, McDonald's.
I know they don't care. They never cared about it.
Right, they want their orders delivered when it's picked up. They're not worried about your multi-apping side.
Yeah, I know that they don't care about that, but I do. I'm about my business.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I have the issue.
Can I interject real quick?
But you're not the merchant. You're not.
But hold on. Let me say something. Hold on, guys.
Protect their assets.
I don't care about that.
Hold on. I want to get Gigwise Tim in here, but before I do that,
sure.
I think it's funny because we're talking about the thumbnail. I think or the description is Dashers versus restaurants and customers, right? And my whole thing is I want us just to think, I'm not trying to change people's minds, but just something to think about. It's a good conversation, right? I appreciate you guys tonight. This is good because we got varying opinions and that's a good thing. but we keep, we care about our business, our money, as we should, but we have to do a better job of thinking about the other side, I think, because overall, the bigger picture is, well, they don't care if Lynn and Bud Soda are running 4 orders. That's not their business to even know it, right? They have no idea that you're going to go pick up something from Qdoba and you're at Chick-fil-A. How would they know that? All they care about is, I'm at Chick-fil-A. I got this $60 order. I want to see that you are going to take, so I think we have to, like I said at the beginning of the show, how do we build a better communicative relationship with these places? Could it be that if Bud Soda and Lynn are like, hey, I don't want to confirm this because I'm, I got an order I'm picking up across the street. Could it be as simple like, hey, you know what? I'm actually picking up from, so in my market, there's a Chick-fil-A and a Penn Station right across the street. Could it be, hey, you know what? I'm going to do you trust that I'm going to do this? Because I actually have a Penn Station order. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, it could literally be a 15-second conversation. And if they don't like that, then obviously you leave, or you make a decision, a business decision. You know what? I'm going to confirm this, and I'm going to go to Penn Station. I'm going to hope that order is ready, and then there's no issue, right? Because it's only a couple of minutes, So I think we have to figure out, like, how do we help them? How do they help us help ourselves? Like, there has to be like a better, like, respectful back and forth and understanding their side of it. They need to understand ours, but they don't know that we're multi-apping. How would they? There's no way that they would know that.
Can I interject really quick?
Yes, go ahead, please.
What I do then is what I've decided to do is bring the customer, bring the diner into this equation. If I have to go like across the street to pick up that next order, call that, and I have to swipe, confirm, start delivery, is to immediately call the diner and let them know. Because I have to grab this out, but you will be the priority person.
Yeah, so you send them a little text message or something.
There you go.
Okay,
so this is how am going to have to handle it. I've had to do something like that previously. Yeah. So maybe that will be how I go forward with that. And then that way the merchant, they see the swipe and start delivery. Yeah. The customer, a lot of times they just want to be kept in the loop. So if they see my car go right here across the street, pause for a moment before the objection comes up. Hey, excuse me, you would be priority. You would be the first person. You would have the priority of who I delivered to first. Yeah. But I have to pick this order up right here. Yeah.
So let me get. I want to get Tim in here. Tim, can you hear us? I'm going to unmute you. I know you're out in the streets there. Can you hear us, Tim? Gigwise, are you there? Oh, you know what? He was in his car. He might be out. But Lynn, I think that's a really good point. I think communication, somebody said in the chat, communication is super important, right? And some would say, well, don't even say anything. It depends. Like for me, when I've done some of the multi-apping in my car, 2 different apps at the same time, if I know, the only way I ever take it is if they're going the same direction, the mileage is very low. Exactly. I'm not worried about being 3 or 4 minutes late because there's no contract violation on that, right? So for me, it's like I'm just gonna take them and they're gonna get there. It's fine. They're always usually earlier than their estimated arrival anyway. So I could maybe once or twice I was a minute or 2 late because I had DoorDash and Uber at the same time. But I think 99.9% of consumers aren't concerned about a minute or 2. I think for me, it's like once you get to like that 10-minute mark or something like that. That's why on DoorDash it's 11 minutes, right? I think that's where it becomes an issue. But a couple minutes, I don't even think about it. That's why for me, it's like I'll just still hit confirm, go across the street, pick that one up, whatever,
and then keep going on. Yeah,
and just keep going on.
What I don't understand is when you have DoorDash, if they add another order, they'll start the timer on this order. Let's say a McDonald's order that I picked up, and now I'm at Jersey Mike's waiting for them to finish the sandwich, and the timer's running on the other one. I don't understand.
They change.
Know where I am.
Well, they'll change the delivery time. They'll add some time to that. At least in my experience. But what I don't like is I'll be in like Taco Bell drive-thru, right? And I'll have a Taco Bell order. They're handing me the order, and then they'll send me another one. And then sometimes the Taco Bell people want me to get back in the line. Sometimes they won't. Depends on how busy they are. But then basically, sometimes they're adding an extra 10 or 15 minutes from the first customer's food. So obviously, the quality of that food is going to be diminished a little bit, right? Not a whole lot, but 10 or 15 minutes could be some colder fries for sure, right? Even if you put it in a hot bag, the quality is not going to be as good if it's 10 or 15 minutes late, right? Or later than it could have been. But
They
so
still
that's
closing the lobby.
What's that?
They're still closing the lobby.
Yes.
Some of them. Oh yeah.
Never accept a stack on Taco Bell. Pro tip.
Oh, big
Oh
time.
no, Matrix. I do plenty of stacks. I do a lot of stacks on Taco Bell, bro.
Not in my mouth, bro. Not here. Taco Bell is trashy.
Yeah. No, I do a lot of. I would probably say I go to Taco Bell. Not a lot. I would probably say over the course of a week, if I'm working 5 days, I'm there 20 or 30 times probably.
No way.
Oh yeah, and but my Taco Bell on Grand is fantastic. They're really
You got
good.
a good Taco Bell, man. I just had a new all-time restaurant. Popeyes just fell.
Oh, that's hard.
So hold on, guys. Tim Gigwise is back. I want to get him in. I see him in his car. I want to get him in on this conversation. Let me see if I can unmute him. Tim, what's up, brother?
Oh, I'm running.
I see you. I see you're running.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
So let me ask you a question, man.
20.
What is your opinion on when a merchant or restaurant asks you to confirm the order? Give me your opinion on that.
Well, one, I ask restaurants to tell their drivers to confirm orders, but two, I want the order in my hand. I can't confirm something that's not in my hand. And the reason I wanted to get on this because I just had an issue with Crab Kings on Watson the other night, where I'm now banned from there because of it. And that's the first time I've ever been there because their orders usually suck. Yeah. And they're not worth me taking.
So what happened?
And, I went in there. I had to pee. That was the big thing. I had to pee. Their bathroom was broke. I had to go to their lower level, and somebody was locked in there probably because they were recycling some of their crappy food. But the girl would not give me my food until I confirmed. She literally yanked it back. She was handing it to me and yanked it back. And I was in a hurry. That was the first of a triple stack. All Uber Eats. It wasn't multi-app. And she literally would not give me my food. And I held the phone up. And I said, there, it's confirmed. And she's like, it's no big deal. And then the other girl at the counter, I was walking out the door, she was talking with two customers. And that other girl said, that guy's no longer allowed in here. And I heard it. I stopped. I pulled the door back open and said, what did he just say? She said I was no longer allowed in here. I go, that's fine. Because I never take orders here because they always suck. And I see the foodie groups on Facebook and they say your food sucks. So
Gig
you know what? I've got multiple orders since then that are actually worth it.
You have though. Hold on. Repeat that last sentence for me.
They now that they banned me, and that was the first time I'd ever seen an order worth taking from Crab Kings in ever, and I took it. And it just happened I did a double add-on from Big Ben Liquor or something right after that. That was the second part of the triple stack. But now since then, I've seen about 4 orders, and I'm going to go back and get one out of spite to see if I'm not allowed in there. Because I was not. I mean, I never got mean or anything. Yeah. I'm just like, I was in a hurry, and I really had to pee.
No. Listen, you should test it out because she could have just said that. But this is actually, I appreciate you sharing this because it goes to what I was saying earlier. I think sometimes, depending, and I don't know how the whole interaction was. It doesn't sound too bad, right? But you didn't want to confirm it, maybe how she wanted to, whatever. But we sometimes as drivers might cost ourselves money-making opportunities if we decide not to do business with a place or if they deactivate us. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's why I don't have a problem. If they want me to confirm it, I'll confirm it, and I'll just keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Having said that, I have had places that want me to confirm, and the food's not even there. I won't do that. I said I can't confirm what I don't have.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, if I don't have, if it's not right there, oh, you can forget it.
That girl at Crab Kings was being a little snot. So, I mean, that triggered me. I mean, don't be that way to me. I'm in a hurry.
That's the thing, though. I think we have to do better and not getting triggered. But listen, I also think this. I think some merchants, the word confirm could be different. Some they might actually want us to physically confirm on the phone. other places when they say that, they might just mean, hey, can you just confirm the name? Can you show me without actually hitting the button? So we have to, as drivers, we have to decide what do they require from us? What's the expectation level in that moment? We figure out what that is, and then we decide if we want to do business with them. So I don't think confirm always means the same thing.
A lot of times, I won't, if they don't ask me, Pedro, I won't confirm until I've literally got my phone back on my mount in the truck, because you would not believe how many add-ons I've gotten by waiting that extra 30, 40 seconds.
Yeah.
It made me a lot of money over the time I've been doing gig work.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Yeah. And there are times I do that too. I'm like, oh, I'm at Papa John's, because Papa John's stacks me like crazy. Gigwise knows this.
Right.
Papa John's on in Laclede, Papa John's on Gravois. They stack me like Papa John's
Caesars.
on Watson, Little Caesars. Exactly. They stack me like crazy. So there are times I'll be in the car, I got it, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna wait another 5 seconds. Maybe they'll send me another one. But you know, so I totally get the business aspect of that 100%. So that's cool. That's an interesting
pretty
story.
much
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was pretty much a Papa John's employee on Saturday.
So you went back and forth, Papa John.
Did you make good money? Did you make good money with them?
Yes. Yeah, I made good money.
Yeah,
Did you get a red apron?
I should have asked for it.
Yeah, just put a bunch of flour on
the
Chick-fil-A employee big time. That's all I did in one lunchtime. It was
there's a Papa John's
back and forth. They're cool, fine by me. They were great orders. So
I'll ask them. Hey, I'll ask the Papa John's places. Hey, do you guys have a driver today? And if they say no, you best believe I'm gonna maybe stay around there a little bit for an hour or two, and I'll do their runs if they're good, and it's super convenient. You know what
Pedro,
I mean?
I know that one you go to, that Papa John's. You probably know them pretty good. See if you can give me a free Papa John's hat, a new one, not a used one.
Oh, you said a hat?
Yeah, I want a Papa John's hat, because if I deliver Papa John's, I want to throw a cap on it, see if I get more cash.
You know what? Hey, listen. When
I probably order one on.
I'm gonna ask. No, I'll ask. I got a good connection. I'll ask.
You can get
$20. I'm not
free bag. $20. Every time you go into a Papa John's, you can get a free bag. They have stacks.
Oh, dude,
I have 24 DoorDash bags from.
I've gotten probably 30 bags from Papa John's.
Right?
30, yeah. I've given away a lot of them, but I've gotten 30 bags.
If you walk in without a bag, they're like you have to take a bag to leave the store.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's a little trick. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll go in there with my bag and still walk out with an extra bag.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Sometimes.
I give the drivers that don't have a bag.
Yeah. So Tim, tell me how was St. Louis tonight? What's the temperature of the gig economy in St. Louis tonight? Give me a pulse.
I've never had to turn on DoorDash tonight, so it's been
nice,
fairly good. I just wanted to come out and make a quick $60, and I'm in the wrong side of this roundabout.
So let me ask you, where you at right now?
Just keep going around. Eventually, you'll get to it. Just keep going.
In my way.
So hold on, Gigwise. Tell me the restaurant that you just picked up from. Let me see if I can figure out what roundabout you're at. Let me see.
Oh, Buffalo Wild Wings, but it's nowhere near. That was out on Eager Road.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
But now I'm off. I got off at Forest Park or Tower Grove off 40 here.
So you were in Central West End area. That not Central West End, Clayton, U City. Now you're going down towards downtown, basically.
I'm going down to Central West End right now, and I accepted $11 or something right before I dropped off my order. I picked up at Maplewood. I was in Maplewood, and I got this Buffalo Wild Wings add-on for 11 something, and then as I'm about to Buffalo Wild Wings, I got another add-on for $14.53 or something like that.
So let me ask you a question. Have you had anybody ask you to confirm any orders tonight while you've been out?
I got to remember. I know one asked me to confirm. Oh, it was Pizzoli Pizza down on 12th and Soulard.
Okay.
They've never had me do that before. That was the first time, and she had not handed my food yet. She was just pulling out of the warmer, but she was friendly. I had no issue. I confirmed. That was my first delivery of the day.
Okay.
But when you throw attitude at me, if you throw attitude at me, I'm a mirror. I'm going to send it right back at you. Don't be a little squat, you know.
No, listen, you're not, listen, I'm very similar in that regard. I give you the energy you give me, but I'm trying to figure out, okay, because I think we're going to see a rise in this a little bit. Not a lot, but I think a lot of us are going to see more people wanting us to confirm. So I wanted to talk about it because we need to figure out what are we going to do in those scenarios. Are you going to leave, or are you going to actually try to build a relationship and see what they really want you to do? You know, so I think we're going to see more of it.
The best thing is build a relationship, because if they see that you're not stealing their product, they're not going to make you confirm all the time. Because I've already went through that with several restaurants. Exactly. They were making me confirm, and I encourage them to make people confirm. They don't even ask me to confirm anymore.
Yeah,
which is fine. I'm not going to steal it.
Yeah, good point.
I'd rather make the money and buy something I want to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
That one Chick-fil-A I mentioned that does make us do that. That's the one I used to work at. So, usually it's the people who were hired since I left who asked me to confirm, but people who I worked with there don't always do so.
Yeah. So I just want to go around and give you guys each about 30 seconds. Give me some final thoughts or anything else you had on your mind. I'll start with Dasher Benz up at the top.
All right. Yeah. So I think everybody here made some pretty good points. Really, it's not a big deal, just an annoyance to me because of like the inconvenience it causes to me. So I don't make a big stink about it. People are saying just confirm it and move on. I mean, again, it's like an annoyance. It hasn't gotten huge in my area, and sometimes if I just, all right, you know, not too big a deal. Just click it. It's like 5 seconds out to my car anyway. But sometimes I can just pray that it doesn't happen, and it doesn't. But some, again, it's only a handful of restaurants. Some make me sign, some make me confirm, some make me do both. But most just leave it out there for me to grab anyway. So really not a big deal. Just not a big deal.
Emmy, final thoughts?
Yes, I don't mind confirming. I do mind if the people are just outright rude, and that's the only restaurants I block are the ones that are outright rude. I mean, I went to one restaurant, a chain restaurant, and these two people were gossiping behind the counter, and I'm like, excuse me, and they're like, can you see we're talking? Yeah, but your coworker who didn't show up today.
That's wild. Wow.
I just want the bag that I can see right over there. Can I have that?
That's so relatable, because there are times I walk into a place and they're like chit-chatting or whatever, and I'm like, I can see the name on the bag. I know that's mine. Can I please get it? But I have to figure out, how do I not come across as being like rude and interrupting? Because are they really talking about something important? Sometimes it's hard to tell. But that's a super great point. The Matrix, last 30-second thoughts?
Yeah, I think where this all started for me was when I walked into a place and I said, I have an order for Hulk Hogan. And they're like, okay. And they go back and they're like, can I see it? I'm like, how in the hell would I ever guess the name Hulk Hogan? Ever. It'd be a 1 in a billion shot. So if I can't say how could I possibly be lying? So then I kind of started to talk to them more, and I said, it's not about saying the name, because there's no way I could fake a name. You know, Rebecca R. or Jeff Z. or Mike A. I could never just guess that. So they didn't understand that that's how food was being stolen. Food was being stolen from them because we accepted the order for a shithole DoorDash driver. We go in, we pick up the order, we show them the name, we unassign it. That's how the orders are being stolen. So in my market, I inform these restaurants, this is how you prevent theft. Make them confirm it in front of you. Simple, easy for them, easy for the drivers. And the only glitch in this is like Bud Soto. He's dirty apping, and he's got an Uber going across town. Well, he doesn't want to confirm it because the clock starts. So dirty appers, which I'm kind of a dirty apper sometimes, they don't want to confirm it because they want to get theirs. Well, it's not about us. It's about the restaurant, the customer, or the middleman. I think it's all about you. You might want to look into a different line of work.
Interesting. Okay. Lynn, give me some final 30-second thoughts.
Well, the fact that I just go in with a nice attitude, regardless of what the restaurant is doing. So, so I come in with a smile and speak to them. Sometimes they don't. I don't reciprocate, as far as that's concerned. But yeah, I don't. I'm definitely not a dirty apper, so I'm multi-app, and I'm very advanced at what I do. But I'll just do since that has to change. Well, then overcome the objection of possibly someone who could get, the order. They may see the car going across the street or going right there. So that's what I'll leave you with. Overcome that objection if
John?
you do multi-app like that. So fine, I'll swipe your start delivery, but I will go next. I will
Was there something wrong with the
overcome
order?
the possible objection. That's what I say. So a lot of time the customer just wants to be kept in the loop. So that's exactly how I will go forward handling this situation. But do I like it? No, but I am adaptable and I will adapt to whatever changes.
Love that. I like that. I really like that way of looking at it. I think that's a really smart way. Bud Soda, final 30 seconds from final thoughts if you're with us.
30 seconds. Bud Soda.
Yeah, I'm here. That wasn't me. That was Tim. But anyways.
Yeah, I got it. We're good.
Okay. 30 seconds starting now. So my point is that profits are first, customer service second, and third is good relationships with your restaurant. But it's a fine line balance. It's not as if they're so significantly less. You have good relationships with your restaurants, you're not going to have these issues for the most part. And if you do have issues with those merchants, like I mentioned, my Panera Bread, they're god awful. Just blacklist them. And a few months down the road, hopefully they'll change. But I know mine's not going to change until the GM changes.
Ding, 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 ding.
Look at Bud Soda's clapping. Listen.
Who won a
Bud
prize?
Soda.
I heard someone won a prize.
Bud Soda, I know I was a little stern with you a couple times, but you could handle it. But listen, I also, I think we have to understand.
20 minutes.
Yeah, no, I think we got to understand like we have to make money. Okay, that's we're all, regardless of what most of us say, I think all of us are very like in that moment. I got to make my $30, my $50, my $100. Like we're very like quick to like just I got to get that money. Nothing wrong with that, but sometimes making that money in that moment might hinder you later from making that next $50, right? So if we don't do things the right way with the merchant or the customer, you might make that extra $5 in the moment, but is it costing you money down the line? Sometimes it might. So just something to think about,
Yeah, I live in a market where majority of orders are 5 miles plus, and even in the city, most of them are over 2. While you live in a city where majority are under 2. Yeah, I know you do your highway miles, but like majority of your orders are short distance.
Yeah, most of them are. My average order is about 3 miles in my market.
That's
average.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Nice.
I mean,
Yeah,
I do runs.
5
I'll do
miles.
runs that are 7, 8, 9, 10 miles if the money's good. But I have a lot of runs that are 1 mile, 0.8, 1.5, 2. So the average is about 3 for me. So I'm very, very lucky in that regard. But
Have a good night. Have a good relationship with your restaurant, and help give them heads up. I think the signature or printing your name, like my local KFC did in my rural area, is a great deterrent. I've only ever had one stolen Arby's order because all my Arby's make you sign. So I've only ever had one be blatant enough, and he got deactivated because I never saw that driver again.
Yeah. Listen, guys, thank you for sharing your perspectives, some different perspectives. That was fantastic. I really liked that. Emmy, thanks for joining us. I think it was your first time on the show. Is that correct?
Yes. I've been watching you for months, but it's the first time I've been on the show. Yes.
I really,
Emmy.
yes, I really love to see new people come on. It's really, it's one of the highlights of my night tonight. So thank you for joining us, and you guys have a great night. Okay.
You too.
Have a good night,
Pedro.
everybody.
Thank you.
Make your money.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
All right. So some great perspective there, varying opinions, how to work the apps. We even went into the way of like, all right, well, what if I'm multi-apping? I got to look at it from this perspective. So really interesting. I also just want to remind us that I don't think, because it was brought up by some of the panelists there, this isn't like happening often, right? If you're somebody that, let's say you do 20 deliveries a day, let's just throw that number out there, right? I think most of us that do it full time, you're probably doing maybe 20, right? This might happen once or twice a day, maybe, where they're asking you to do that, or they're asking, but they're not even really looking at you when you do it, right? So it's not a huge deal, but there's going to be times, and it's going to increase, in my opinion, over the course of the rest of this year. More merchants are going to put procedures in place to vet drivers. And in my opinion, I think they should, because if I managed a restaurant, you best believe I'd have some kind of QR code I would need them to scan. I'd have them sign something. I'd have them show my staff and hit the button. You best believe I would. And if a driver didn't want to do it, hey, I can't give you this unless you do that. But I'd have the food ready. My staff would know, hey, you're not going to ask them to do it unless the food is ready. And you're going to do it respectfully. And maybe you might need to explain why. And if that driver doesn't want to take it, that's totally up to them. They're independent. They don't have to. But I can't give you this unless you can do this for me. And my staff would do it with a lot of respect, and the communication would be sound. That's how I would run my business. And if somebody didn't want to, and they're like, no, I can't do that because I got to go across the street. I'm sorry. I need to know that you're going to take care of this order for my customer because they just paid me. And it's the guy. I know the guy. His name's Paul down the street. A lot of these local places do it. I need to make sure you're not going to take it. I don't know you. And once I build a relationship with you, hey, Pedro, you've been in here a couple of times. Appreciate you picking up these orders for me. I don't have my own delivery driver. Really appreciate you, Pedro. I don't need you to confirm. There's a level of trust that we've built now. So when you come in, I'm going to give you that food. I know you're going to take care of my people, right? But if I've never seen you before and you're walking in off the street, you have no hot bag, you got sandals on, you're in your pajamas, you better fucking believe I'm going to have you hit the confirm button for me. I'm sorry. That's just me. And I think we have to do a better job as drivers, as independent contractors, self-employed individuals, to understand the other side of the fence and to understand how can I build a better relationship with that local business owner, that franchise group, that corporation, whatever it is, right? So I can continue to make money with them. I need to continue to make money and see those opportunities. And having these bad interactions and flipping stuff on a counter and macing somebody, it's wild. It's crazy, right? So my whole thing tonight was, and my challenge to myself and to some of you guys is, let's look at it a little differently. Let's be a little more measured. Let's look at this like business owners here, right? And take the emotion out of it. If that 16-year-old high school kid is giving me sass across the counter, I'm a 41-year-old man. I'm not going to let a 16-year-old affect my emotions and my business and my money. Think about that for a second. A lot of these people that are picking, it doesn't matter the age, but especially some high school kid, I'm not going to let them stop me from making money. And if they're giving a little sass, we have to think about it bigger picture, right? And if they are, drop it and move on. Don't go to that place anymore. Don't give them your business. Don't waste your fuel and your time driving there if they're going to be rude. If you don't like it, you don't do business with them. Let somebody else do business with them. It's all good. Keep it moving. Keep making money. Let me stay in the chat and see. Let me get some shout outs here. Hector, what's up, bro? Scooter Bud, Richard S., Mary Retired, Dasher, Grubhub, Fund Money. I love that. Mary Retired Dasher, Grubhub, Fund Money. I like that. Leads Deliveries. What's up? What's up? Tammy True. Leads Deliveries. I feel like that looks familiar. Is that the UK channel? We just had a UK YouTuber get banned from her local McDonald's. Oh, wow. That's crazy. For calling out their crappy service over there. It was so funny. That's wild. But Soda Rico Dash, Edward, Jeff, Edgar Guerrero. I see my man Dash and Trader in the house. What's up? What's up? The Dapper Dasher. What's up, my man? I see Ronald. Let me see if I see some other names. Krista. What up, Tony? The Driven Dad. I see Krista, Frala, Edith, Santiago. Always good to see you. The Owl, Salty Cracker, John, Tammy. Appreciate all you guys. I hope you got some kind of value out of this content tonight. It's something that we've been hearing about in this community, and I've made videos about it before. I'd be lying if I didn't say this, right? I've definitely felt some type of way situationally when somebody has asked me to confirm, or if they were being rude, listen, and I've been rude back at times, and I don't like to admit that, but sometimes I'll give it back in a, you know, maybe a little bit less rude than they are. But like, I get that whole mirror thing, but like, I'm just kind of done with that. I still want to and still need to make money. So, oh, I see Real Talk with Roy's in the background. Let me let him up for a second. He might have some things to add to this. Hold on. Let Real Talk with Roy. Roy, you there? Can you hear us? What's up, man? Give me some perspective. Keep it real. Let's go. You got the mic.
You know, I've been saying this stuff for years. Like, dashers are always their own enemies. And what's funny is that, and I'm not going to say any particular YouTubers out there, but you have a lot of these YouTubers that are dashers. You have a lot of their subscribers that are dasher, but they're supporting the bad habits that we see in their videos, laughing about it, thinking it's funny. And then when it happens,
give me an example.
Let's just take the whole no tip, no trip thing, or they wonder why people don't want to tip. Then we have people like Dashing Trader. I'm not calling them out, I'm just saying. But you got people in there like laughing at that, thinking that's a cool thing. But then you're going to turn around and bitch and complain when you're not getting no tips. Well, people are seeing this. They're going to be like, well, look at the way this guy's treating his customers because they didn't tip. What if I don't tip one day? Is this the kind of behavior I got to worry about when I do, when I order DoorDash? So they may not even use DoorDash, which is costing you money. Same situation over the counter. There, I saw Dashing Trader once again. He did it. Got an attitude with the worker. And I've always said this: these workers, as a fast food worker myself, if I deal with 30, 40 dashers, after the first 5 or 6 to give me a bad attitude for no reason out of the blue, trust me, I'm not going to want to help any dasher at that point. You can wait for your food. You can sit in the corner and pout. That's how I'm going to look at it. And that's how a lot of these restaurant workers are. They're having to deal with this shit constantly. People shoving their phone in their face, doing stuff like this. But yet we have all these people that are now bitching, complaining that they have to go through extra steps, are the same ones that are like, hey, look at him go. That's funny. No, it's not funny.
Dashing Trader says he appreciates the shout out.
Hey, not a problem. He knows I'm good with him.
Listen, me and Trader just met for the first time on Friday. He's good people, so I can vouch for
and I'm not saying, but that's what I'm saying is these same people that are bitching, complaining that they had to go through all these extra steps now. You thought that other shit was funny when it was all good. You thought it was funny. Now it's not funny because now you're stuck having to confirm an order, which is dictating your money at that point because you're multi-apping or whatever.
So let me ask you a question. If you go out to Dash tomorrow and they want you to confirm an order, how do you handle that situation?
I have no problem with it as long as the food is ready. I will not confirm unless the food is ready. Right. And I'm laid back. You guys know me. I'm laid back. I really don't give a giant crap about much of anything. So if I walk in and they tell me, hey, it's going to be 5-10 minutes, I'll give you your 5 minutes. If it ain't done, I'm out. I'm not going to sit there and wait and bitch and complain. I don't care about all that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't do it full time for a living. Might be different for other people. But at the same time, people got to realize that those workers, they might not be so quick to fix your order when they've dealt with 5 or 6 or 7 other dashers giving them shit that day. Yeah, good point. And so my whole thing is don't come on here complaining about, oh, now I got to do this, I got to do that. But when I see you and other people's thinking that kind of shit's funny, when you're mad dogging customers, you're mad dogging employees of restaurants, if you're in there laughing about it, don't complain when the time comes that you got to confirm orders now, because that's what it is. It's always been gig workers are the own worst enemy. Even when I did rideshare, you always had to worry about those drivers assaulting other drivers or assaulting customers, this and that. Yeah. It all trickles downhill. You might be the greatest dasher in the world, the most friendliest, best, but it only takes 1 or 2 to mess that gig up. And that's what we're seeing because of stupid shit like that video. I did a video on, I think, Monday or Tuesday. That's what we're talking about. That guy's not going to want to help dashers at that point. He's going to be like, every time the dasher walks in, he's going to be like, damn, this is my day I get squirted again, or worse, shot by somebody.
Did you? So hold up. You saw the inside? Did you do a video on that already?
I did. I did a real short video on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't know the interaction because there's no audio in the video that I saw, but it looked like when I saw it, he had the food. He went to the hot box. You could see that he grabbed it. He had it in his hand. And you could probably figure that he just said, hey, can you confirm it for me? For me, if I see the dude's got it in his hand, I got no problem. I don't physically, for me, I don't have to like touch it. If I can just hit the button, then he grabs it. Like I got no problem with that because I can physically. It's in my presence. It's in my.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
it's
what I'm
not like
saying?
it's in the. It's not like it's in the back.
It's in the back. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think she completely acted like a fool. Like that was just really ridiculous.
It just goes back to this whole to me, it's the entitlement situation we're in right now. People get this mindset that I'm my own boss. People need to bow down. And when I say I want my stuff, I want my stuff. No, that's not how it works. Like you said, there's a relationship, the business and you. And you can't assume that just because you're the dasher, you're on a time clock, that they got to bow down to you. And that's the one thing dashers need to quit thinking, that they're so entitled that they walk in, you better have my order, or that gives them the okay to just go off and start acting like a fool. Yeah, that's a no-no. You know.
And I think we a lot of us, we're humans. We're gonna be, we want to get what we want, and we don't want somebody telling us something. I get it. We all make mistakes, but like a lot of us, I think we're hindering the kind of money we might be able to make later by not having a good rapport or relationship with that pizza guy. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just basically taking money out of our own pockets because our pride's getting in the way a little bit. I think a lot of us, right? We're not able to just say, hey, I'll confirm it, no problem. Like I get it. And for me, we worked in restaurants, so we understand what it's like to be on the other side of the counter. Coming in, Dashers being crazy, you're busy. You got DoorDash going off. You got your other customers to serve. The phone's ringing. You got to do this. There's a lot going on in a restaurant or a pizza place. Yeah. And some Dashers have never been in the restaurant business, so they don't understand it, and I don't expect them to. But I'm trying to. They need to understand it. If you don't yet, you need to at some point, because these restaurant workers, they're working really hard, man. They're working hard. Like.
And that's what I think a lot of them don't understand, because they've never worked it. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes in that kitchen. What line cook calls off. Guess what? Now somebody's got to cover both lines or whatever the case may be. You never know this stuff, and then of course everybody's got their entitlement attitude. Well, it's not my problem. Well, it's not their fault either. Somebody calls in sick, they got to do what they got to do. That's it's all time management thing. If you aren't prepared to sit and wait, if the order is good enough for you and it falls within a reasonable time frame, if you ain't willing to wait, then find another job, man. And I'm so sick of this like entitlement that everybody's just got to bow down to me because I'm an independent employee. I'm gonna say it, independent employee. You know what I'm saying? So this whole mindset that people got to bow down, no, man. I'm so sick of hearing people say that stuff, that when I'm in there, they got to have my order ready. No, because trust me, if Domino's worked for DoorDash and I saw you come in pacing back and forth, dirty look on your face, doing this shit with your phone, trust me, you're gonna sit there a lot longer. You're gonna sit there a lot longer.
No, yeah, and that's the thing is thanks to Gig Wars officials, we have to do a better job of like just having a better relationship. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, it might suck to kind of like, okay, yeah, I gotta hit confirm, or I gotta be nice, and maybe they're having a bad day, but you're taking money out of your pockets. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you act a fool in that place, it might feel good for a minute. We've all done it. You want to get your point across. You want to yell and scream back. You want to flip a tip jar. You're like, I get it. I've done worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done worse in my life. But you're costing yourself money. And a lot of us, all I see on YouTube and Facebook and Reddit is people are struggling. That's what I see. And some people are doing good, but a lot of people are saying, I'm not making money. I'm not making money. There's crap orders. There's no tips. Well, then if that's the case, why are you costing yourself opportunities down the line just because you don't want to hit confirm? Come on. Like, I just don't. To me, it doesn't make a lot of business sense. So,
or like you said, walk in with the attitude all the time. That's the last thing somebody working in a restaurant wants to see, the attitude, because they're already huffing and puffing. Kitchen's hot. They're busting their ass because they're dealing with 35 in-store customers. Then they're dealing with dashers. The last thing you need to go in there is flash them an attitude. And if you truly want to be an independent owner or your own business owner, look at how you treat them. Would you like that to be? What if you were the owner of that? You want to be your own business owner. You don't want to deal with that. So why are you giving it back to people like that? Like, it's all about respect at the end of the day. And, this whole gig attitude lately is like, they have no respect for nobody. It's like, you're eating people's food. You're yelling at them for not tipping. You're like what she did. It's like there's no respect. It's like people have the least amount. I think the restaurant industry is or fast food workers are one of the most disrespected people. And what people don't understand, or gig workers don't understand, without those people, you ain't making jack shit. Yeah. So why are you going to show them disrespect? Oh, you're just fast food worker. Get my food. Well, trust me, if that fast food worker wasn't there, you wouldn't be an independent employee. You'd be out fucking either working, a W-2 or something else. So this whole attitude that, oh, they're just restaurant employees and they need to do this. No, because without them, there's no you at the end of the day. Yeah. And people need to realize that and show a little bit more respect to people.
Yeah, and I think they're also getting it from the general public, and there are fast food workers that are not good at their job, and they can be rude. But for me, it's like I'm in a drive-through. Maybe I might flip them the middle finger and be like, you know what, screw you. Then I'll leave and I won't go back. But I'm not gonna like sit there and like make a big performance about it. And
that's another thing people need to realize. People act like everybody is supposed to be perfect around them. Like, you're a gig worker. You tell me you never had a bad day. We've all had bad days, and yes, we still got to work. We still got to pay our bills. So I'm in a bad mood. I don't get your order fast enough. Deal with it. We all got to deal with it. So
I think I've always said I feel like everybody should work in a restaurant, man. Like, even if you're in high school and you're gonna bust tables, or maybe you're a hostess, or you're putting yourself through school and you're serving tables, and a lot of people do this kind of service industry while they're in college or whatever, and a lot of people do it full time and they raise their families 100%, right? And because you can make good money doing it. But I feel like we can take away some of these stupid high school classes and just do a on-job training and like work at a restaurant or some kind of. It's going to give you a lot of really good perspective on like how to deal with people, how to deal with different people from different backgrounds, different ages, how to manage your time, how to sweat a little bit and actually work. It's going to give you a better perspective. And I think if everybody did this kind of job, like fast food or restaurant, when they were high school or college or as a young adult, we would see better interactions. Because I think a lot of people just go to a place and they expect everything to be handed to them like really quick. They expect everything perfect, and they don't understand. There's a lot of moving parts in a restaurant. You got somebody opening that restaurant. They got to prep the food. They got to put the truck away. They got to get the line set up. They got to cook the food. They got to manage there's a lot in a restaurant,
Yeah, it might just be a quarter pounder with fried meal to you when you pull up to the drive-thru, but there's a lot that goes into making that quarter pounder and fries, whether you want to believe it or not, or you think it's so easy. Whether you believe it or not, like you said, there's a lot that goes behind there just to make your double quarter pounder and French fries that you don't see. So to sit there and think, well, it's just a double quarter pounder and some fries, what's taking so long? You have no clue what's going on in there. It's like, and everybody should understand that's ever worked a job. You know what it's like when you get shorthanded at a job. You know what it's like to have to pick up somebody else's slack. So to sit there and think that doesn't happen now just because you're a gig worker all of a sudden, that's just a dumb mindset, So
no, I agree, man. Listen, I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna wrap the show up, but I appreciate you coming on and sharing that perspective. And independent employees, what Roy says we are. I think it's funny. I don't think I get why he says it, but when he says it, I always kind of chuckle. But I do think there's a little bit of something there. But it's like, I think like what we do is so unique, and it hasn't been like how a lot of us, like millions of us, make money. It's still very new. Like, there's been food delivery drivers for years, 40 years, but not in this kind of way and not this many. Right. So I think it's I don't even know what we are, to be honest. I think for tax purposes, we're 1099. Right. Yeah. But in other ways, we're something very different. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks for having me on. And just last word for everybody in there. Just show some respect. Have respect the way you want to be respected. And if somebody at a fast food joint gives you attitude, blow it off. It's nothing personal. It's probably 10 or 12 other people that they had to deal with. So
that's a really good point. Yeah. Thanks, man. All right. Real talk with Roy. So good show tonight. I told myself I wanted to keep it 2 hours or less. We're at 1 hour and 48 minutes. That's good. I got a lot to do tomorrow. Like, I don't even think I'm doing DoorDash tomorrow because I got so much to do, but good show. I think we got some varying opinions, some good stories, different perspective. Something for y'all to think about. If you're watching live, appreciate y'all. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. If you haven't yet, share the content, subscribe. And then if you're watching on a replay, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Thanks. Easy Barber. Let me read this comment real quick. Appreciate the 20, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for your knowledge and motivation. Just got back from grinding. Good money this Sunday in my area. Salute. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that very, very, very much. It goes to a good cause. My family, my 2 girls, basically. So you guys are fantastic. Keep making your money. Don't be afraid to adapt. Don't be afraid to try different things if you're not seeing good results. And I'll see you guys next Sunday, and I'll see you for my video tomorrow night.